went to the supermarket and bought some pig's blood.
No, human blood.
Whose?
Yours.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Evil Recap. This is Justin. I'm Larice. We have a Facebook fan group all about evil, and I'll leave a link down below so you guys can join us if you want. And we also do weekly recaps of the series. We are now in season 2, episode 9. U is for UFO because of aliens.
I was expecting more in the alien front.
They were about as present as the zombies. So the episode starts off with the three of them interviewing an air fighter pilot who had an experience very similar to what we've seen with the naval pilot that saw the actual footage, right? This sounds almost exactly, although I don't remember him saying anything about it flying through him. That I think they added for the show. Now she feels like something came through, or she had some type of epiphany or some type of spiritual experience, a feeling of peace. Also, she said seeing it made her feel closer to God. And that, again, we haven't really gotten those types of accounts from the current news, although maybe there are.
I haven't read any so far, and I've read most of those accounts.
Read a lot of the ones on Reddit, which are fun. I remember when they released the Pentagon report, a couple months ago. I remember them saying they don't call them UFOs anymore. They call them UAPs because there's like a stigma attached to UFO because everyone says UFO and they think aliens. It's not necessarily what it is.
No, not at all. I mean, like if they're, and I tell people all the time that it's stupid to believe that we're the only sentient life in the galaxy.
I am so sorry. I am having a hard time justifying the church investigating this. It seems a little bit of an overreach.
How so?
Like, we're keeping an open mind. We're going to work this into the church somehow. And that is not what the church is typically known for.
No, you're right. I didn't see that.
I mean,
right,
certain churches don't even believe in evolution or the dinosaurs. They're just like, oh no, that's not real. There's no dinosaurs. Like, what? Do we have the bones? No, it's not real.
In my opinion, I think they'll grasp on to anything that they think will push their narrative forward.
Certain religions are all about the aliens. It's a planetarium. Cute. You didn't like the planetarium, huh?
No, I didn't. I was like, this is a waste of time.
So the next scene, surprise, I've brought a friend to therapy with me, my husband.
He wouldn't be able to be a couples therapist to them because he's not a patient. So you can't randomly go in with your spouse and then help us do couples therapy. No,
that's what he was trying to tell him. Yeah, he was trying to tell him, no, I can't do this. She just ambushed him. She didn't even give him a warning.
From the stove. Accidental burns on my stomach.
So she's lying. She lies about her accidental burns. We saw they weren't accidental at all.
And plus she did it again at the end of the last episode too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We saw her do it. You don't just burn yourself on the stove in the form of a cross. So then we learned that this video of her decking the guy in the supermarket has gone viral.
I'm not in favor of violence, but I love that she did that.
Oh, no, I just wanted to add that she's justifying all this because of female empowerment or just self-empowerment.
Yeah, I thought that was the wrong way to go.
Yeah, just a little bit. You're going to get arrested if you do that, if you go around doing that. We would all love to do that. There's nothing wrong with verbally returning the favor to the guy. You can say what you want. You could have just called him, you're a bitch. Well, your mom called me a bitch last night when I was giving it to her in the ass. You know what I'm saying? So he asked them if the daughters have seen the videos, and then it cuts to the daughters watching the video. Supermom takes out line cutter,
which is the best caption anyone could have thought of. I told myself, that grandma's gonna shove the kids.
Notice that grandma brought up that Andy didn't say anything or do anything. He didn't do anything.
Do you think she might be trying to manipulate the girls and contaminate their upbringing?
Just a bit. I think in her mind, she thinks she's doing the right thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Making them tough or whatever. So Congo Run, remember Congo Run, the Amazon type company? They launched a satellite in the area.
They touched on one of the things that bother you about this season is that the neighbors are mentioned but not seen.
Yeah, but apparently 2 other fighter jet pilots were there. Kristen just asked if they believed in UFOs. She makes a good point that humans are coming up with technologies and advanced technologies. It wouldn't be out of the ordinary for a human to create something in their garage. So Ben was looking for this other witness to be like an old white guy?
Yeah, I don't know why he assumed that. That was weird. Right here, she tells him all the stuff about what happened, and then she's like, "Oh, I was high as fuck."
So just to set this up context-wise, David was trying to meditate, and he was interrupted by Leland knocking on his door and begging for him to help. Scared out of his mind, all these theatrics. Oh my God, help me. This monster came and is harassing me. And that's the monster.
Leland is never scared. If he says something or does something, it's always for a reason.
It's always an
and
act.
It's always, yes, it's always an act. And I knew that this was only one of his theatrics. The goat man from later in the episode is the one who told him to draw that for David and to tell him about it. So it's all a ruse, and it also confirms my theory that that thing, whatever it is, it's not an archangel, but whatever it is evil.
I thought so too. I think that
Oh,
thing is
yeah.
evil. So they go to look at the Leland cam. I'm going to call it Leland cam because they're watching him. And do you think Leland knows at this point that he's being watched? Okay.
Yeah.
I think so too.
So if I was having a terrifying vision of something and I had a device in my lap, a cell phone, an iPad, a laptop, I would have jumped so hard I would have thrown it in the floor. So I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it.
He's performing for his audience. Yay, Furry Goat is back. He asks to see the manager. I'm so confused here. But Goatman isn't the devil, as many of you thought.
Yes,
Everyone
I thought he
insisted
was
that
the
this
devil
was
too.
the devil. But he answers to some upper manager. And he's writing down notes in a little tablet.
Ugly bastard right here isn't the main guy, so who is?
I don't think Leland knows, right? Because he seems surprised that he's turning in his notes from their discussion to management. Leland seems just as surprised as we are. Wait a minute, you're not the guy? Then who's the guy?
He asks Leland to bring human blood.
Yes, Goatman doesn't believe Leland's will is strong. He needs to see blood in a jar. Bring it in. I think they're talking about physically bring in blood, not like I need to see blood shed or I need to see bad stuff happening. No, I want you to bring the blood in.
I think it would make more sense if he just gave Leland a task to like kill a few people or something like that. I think that someone in upper management is going to be responsible for the death of Leland in this season.
Oh no, I want it to be Cheryl. Come on.
My hope is that they tear Leland's head off.
Kristen and Andy have decided that they're going to tell their children that Andy's going to go do one last trip to the climbing business, shut it down, and then come back.
I think it's just a nonsensical part of the plot that they just need something as filler to explain why Andy's not there.
I think he's not going to make it back for some reason.
Do you think he's going to die, or do you think he's just going to leave them?
One or the other, I have a feeling. Because it's something weird about like going for this one last time. Has a weird foreshadowing darkness to it.
I don't want to believe you, but I think you're right. But I wanted Kristen to kill him.
Yeah, you want him to die, so...
Yeah, I want him to die, but I just think that it would be wrong to deprive us from seeing it.
They made a reference to the Congo run and the neighbors, and she checked in with the neighbors and confirmed that this was a whole lie, the situation with the satellite.
They address the neighbors, but they don't show them, and that's the problem you have. You're like, where are they? Where are the neighbors?
Ben also says that they found more of these reports. It's all women giving these reports, and they're being written off as just being hysterical women. David is trying to meditate and connect with God, and as we know, his brain has been rewired and he's having trouble with it. These things are bad. This archangel, what he thinks is the archangel, is bad, so maybe he shouldn't be connecting to it anyways.
It looks like he's trying to make it appear so he could talk to it.
Yeah, like it did before. So he does get a vision. So he's covered in blood.
See, that's a female's hand right there.
But where's the arm? The arm looks like it's missing.
It's a
dummy?
What is that?
Yeah, because blood never even came out. It was just a bloody spot. It's so weird. We get to this, which I told you wasn't real. I told you it was a fantasy.
And it tasted like vinegar for me to say this, but I was like, oh, Larice is right. Oh my God, no.
It is weird that after we see the stabbing, it cuts to him and Kristen. This looks like mass graves, right?
That's just what I was going to say, yeah.
A hand? I don't know what that is.
Submerged dead human heads. This is a dead goat.
Baby goat.
It looks like there's been some sort of nuclear explosion.
So maybe this archangel or whatever creature it is has something to do with a nuclear, apocalypse.
I don't think we have enough episodes left for them to address what the hell this
Not
is.
this season.
Oh my god, we're gonna have a multiple season plot line.
Or they might just drop it and forget it next season.
Don't you dare say that.
Someone's holding a bloody knife.
That doesn't look like Kristen's hand.
That's a man's hand. Who was that?
The shape of the head is different from anyone we know.
What is that? That's just a shadow.
It looks like someone being murdered.
Yeah, definitely.
I think whatever it is showing David the future.
Someone is walking to the door to murder somebody. Well, that might be Kristen because that longer hair. And somebody got cut here in the same spot where Jesus and what's her name?
Fenna.
Maggots. Why? Kristen's back, maybe? Whoa.
Holy crap. Like, I don't remember seeing any of this part. Where the hell was I?
It's really fast. You have to pause it to see it.
Ooh.
Oh.
What the hell?
Who is
Who is
that?
that?
They got stabbed in the head.
Oh no, that's the dude from the Vatican. It's the Vatican Secret Service. And we'll see him later.
This is a dead kangaroo, it looks like. I don't know if it's kangaroo or maybe some other animal and their legs are just burned away or gone. And then somebody's feet. It looks like a body being dragged in the leaves. Now look at that. What is that? It looks like someone has glasses on. I think it's Leland. I think Cheryl kills Leland here. All right, David, that's a lot to unpack. Now, why is he trying to hear? He's trying to listen to this, right?
Yeah, I couldn't hear anything when I was watching, but the subtitle said that there was a low hum.
So Kristen, David, and Ben interview their male counterparts, and they didn't see anything.
But they're lying right here. They're lying to them.
Well, they ask him, did you see anything? And the one guy actually hesitates. Ben is very suspicious about the whole thing. He definitely senses that they know more than they're letting on. But also, it's kind of interesting because Ben is the skeptic here. David gives Ben his laptop and says, you think there's something wrong with it? There's supposed to be some type of humming noise, or you can't hear it. I can't hear anything.
Here it says that there is an inaudible whooshing sound, I think it was. He takes a picture of this, which when we notice that that's not supposed to be in there, and they immediately blame Leland for it. How could Leland have alone time with your laptop enough to open it up and put something inside it? Leland is not alone with his laptop at any scene.
I don't think it's Leland. We know that Leland's been given orders to bring blood.
Yeah.
But that is not going to bring blood.
I got an idea. The bishop.
Ooh.
Oh, he keeps his computer in his room all the time, and the bishop is always at the church, even when they're not around. So he could have done it.
This looks like some type of cryptic language encrypted. I don't know what that is. That's not English.
It looks like a numeric code of some kind.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't tell that, but you can definitely see a pentagram there.
This was the absolute stupidest thing I have ever seen in my life. If you want to send a secure encrypted email, you don't send the password in the same email as the link.
There it is. The footage that he saw was almost a mirror footage.
All they did to the evil footage was that they took the background and changed the shape of the thing.
And then let's take us to the next scene, which is our favorite little doll, Eddie. And once again, we have that wallpaper. Now, someone mentioned that her sacrifices are getting a little bit higher in dollar amount. So Leland goes to the house and he risks getting spotted by Kristen, but Leland knows that Cheryl is staying with Kristen again, and he risks going back to the house.
He said, before he came to the door, he said, it's not about sex, it's about blood. Okay, that is the weirdest thing to say to get someone else to open the door.
And he's like kind of outside, right? Because you have to go outside to go in the office. And he's knocking on the door and he's saying that, and the girls could potentially hear it, and everyone in the whole neighborhood could potentially hear. It's not about sex, it's about blood. I'm sorry. If I heard that outside my door, I would be calling the cops. But either way, that somehow motivates her to answer the door.
Why would that make her open the door, though? I mean,
because they're a part of a weird blood cult, and now he wants her blood, specifically her blood. Everyone's just done with Leland's crap at this point, and then nobody's listening to him, and nobody is buying his act. And he says he's desperate for Cheryl's blood because he's being harassed by this thing. And it's kind of weird that he went to both David and Cheryl frantically complaining about this thing. I think either way, it's like his new way of trying to get into these people who are onto his jig, you know? So in this next scene, Ben is showing Kristen and David the footage, but this is very public footage right now in the modern world where everyone kind of already has seen this. This has already been viral on the internet for a couple of years now. We have high-ranking military officials confirming, yeah, there are UFOs. It just is interesting that it's still kind of a secret on this show in this particular episode.
I have a crazy theory. You might or might not agree with it, but I think that maybe certain episodes take place in a different era and time.
You might be right. Well, this is where it starts to get interesting. Who are all these priests? Where did they come from? So this father of supernatural fathers, I don't know what you want to call him, asks her, did you smell anything when this thing flew through you? They have a smell machine. This smell matches this object that flew through you and make you feel closer to God. I don't get it. So there have been other sightings, apparently, that they have come to investigate, and apparently they have certain smells. Maybe she didn't smell anything, but yeah, that's why they have her smelling things, because someone else has reported something about a smell. She found something that she smells.
It's cotton candy.
She smells cotton candy. All right. Well, that's because it's a big clown show. That's why. It's like a freaking circus. Bada bing, bada boo. So I guess the Vatican is interested only because if there are aliens, they definitely want to make sure the aliens accept Jesus as their Lord and Savior.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, here we go again. So, of course, in the middle of all this, Krista takes off again. How many times does she ditch them in the middle of things?
It seems like she ditches them every episode.
Every episode, she has a family emergency and has to go.
It doesn't seem like they care.
No, they're just like, bye. It's like you leave in the middle of your job every time.
Is Laura the youngest one?
Yeah. So she gets
I'll
called
say
to the principal's office because Laura's in trouble, the little one, the sweet one. So what has prompted Laura to use the F-bomb, I don't know, but the teacher called Laura a liar because Laura was bragging that her mom was this famous woman that was in the video that she was showing everybody.
I mean, I sure went off too.
And then the teacher called her a liar and called her a liar back and used the F-bomb. Disapproving look from none. So this next scene is Ben and David trying to figure out what's going on with David's computer. They've decided that it's Leland that hacked him and they put a loop on. They film a loop. Who is this foot? At least his feet aren't backwards this time. He said his name was Edgar Loudermilk. He just said your government is asking you to stand down, and it's Men in Black stuff, or it's not aliens, Russian technology. So Kristen goes back to Ben and David and explains this to Ben and David. Ben says he's disappointed. He had hoped their UFOs were real. And then after Ben leaves, Kristen takes this opportunity to sit down and talk to David.
She wants to talk to David because she wants David. That's the only reason why she wants to talk to David. Don't get ordained. I'm going to miss you. But that's being selfish. You're being selfish and you're not wanting him to get ordained for yourself, not even thinking about the consequences of what it would happen due to him.
But I could definitely feel the tension. They hug just for like a little bit longer than they need to.
But she looks like she's smelling him.
Maybe she wants him to smell like cotton candy. Do you smell like a UAP? So I guess when she said, should I apologize? She was talking about Andy. And I didn't realize that. I didn't know who she was talking about. At first, I thought she was talking about the guy that she pummeled at the store. It shows a little bit of humanity. Maybe she's not 100% gone with the demon. So when they get back to the church, these two women are here, fighter pilot and the witness, right? And you think the bishop is giving them the stink eye. I agree. So he got the report about it being Russian technology. And then we meet this guy, LeConte, who's apparently part of an organization that's like the Vatican Secret Service of spies. He just rubs me the wrong way. Anyways, he says the Homeland Security officer, who apparently that's who we met, the other man in black, is full of crap. This has nothing to do with the Russians, and he was lying. I don't know. So he wants them to go to the Vatican along with Asha and the fighter pilot. He doesn't want to pay for it? I'm confused.
Yeah, exactly. He says all expenses paid, and then that's a forced laugh.
He just goes, ah. They thought they were getting a vacation. So when David goes to sign, this LeConte has the fertility clinic, a pamphlet in his attaché. Oh, see, he called him on it and he said, you wanted me to see it. and he denied it. So the next scene is Leland talking to Goatman, and this does not end well for Goat.
One of my favorite parts.
Here comes the beheading. Okay, that is a big weapon to hide. Sort of wonder if this is even real. He's just having these delusions.
Yeah, it's really happening. He cooked the goat, they ate it.
Goatman wants to know where the blood is. He says, I brought it. Ah!
He's gone off the deep end there.
I think the manager's not going to be too happy.
Back at the church, LeConte has some news on their case.
So he said that the women have admitted they made the whole thing up. And
which they did not, but
they did not, obviously, but they've been silenced. David asks and confronts him.
He said, are you going after RS infertility? And he just said no.
Yeah, but he paused. And he also told them specifically to drop it.
I think that this guy is somehow involved in the upper ranks of RS infertility.
Yeah, there's a reason why he had that pamphlet out. Kristen goes to confront the air fighter pilot, and she completely
shuts down, yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty obvious that the entity has silenced her. And they're letting her fly again, because before they had grounded her. Asha's been fought. Well, she got an MIT. I hope they're paying her tuition.
Well, yeah, I mean, they just don't make the phone call and expect her to pay for it herself. No.
Oh, they left behind their smell machine. So then they officially say the UFO smells like cotton candy.
He says, I'm going to go after RS infertility. I'm tired of waiting on the church. But how? How are they going to go after RS infertility without support?
Maybe they said it on purpose to get him motivated to do that. Because by saying what they said, they knew that he would do the opposite. It's also kind of like, wait, we're picking the storyline up again? So Cheryl actually goes back to see Leland, and he's cooking his goat. Wait a minute. So he says he has a business proposition and invites her in, and all of a sudden they're friends again after all the mean things he said to her. She pulls out her little pocket knife
or a wine cork.
I thought it was a wine opener. It looks like a wine opener, but those can be sharp on the end of the cork.
Like grab it with like this and just like jam it in his neck.
There is a little very tiny knife that comes on there that comes out where you cut the wrapping off. Okay, something happens. We don't know what, because he brings her the soup. She gives him a smile, and then the door swings back. And then she's got this little devious look on her face, and she was looking at her wine opener, and I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I don't know. I think she's going to try something, but it's not going to work because that's not enough to take him out, I don't think.
He's going to get killed.
I think if he gets killed, it'll be in the season finale.
I just want someone else to die. Like, I want bloodshed. I want bloodshed in the show.
Come on, you got the goat. The goat is dead.
The goat isn't an actual main character. I want someone else to die.
It was a big deal. We thought he was the one in charge, and he's not. He's not in charge. He's not even like upper management.
The girls must be protected, though. I don't want the girls to die, but Cheryl, the husband, Leland.
We can't get rid of Cheryl, the husband, and Leland, because then you are out of villains. Andy isn't a villain at all. He's just a doof.
We need someone to hate. Yeah, we have Leland, but Leland is a fixture, though. We can't have him die.
I think Cheryl is going to replace him. That would create a different dynamic because she is actually related to them. She's a relative, and she's someone that it's her mom. It's your mom.
I don't know how it's going to be like continuing this dark persona of Kristen's going into future seasons.
I think we'll probably get a resolution by the end of the season. But I was right about the Kristen and David thing. I told you the thing in bed wasn't really going to happen. I knew it. At least it's too soon. Not right yet. Not yet. Yeah, I know their game. I know that game. I'm too familiar with it, but it was fun watching it. And I guess that's pretty much our show. Yeah, if you guys enjoyed it, leave a comment down below. Definitely smash that like. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Hit the notifications.
And tweet us if you have any questions.
Yes, please do. And join our Facebook group too, because we're in there and we're pretty active and other people have different theories and stuff. So thank you guys for watching, and we will see you all next week.
Bye.
And we'll talk about it then.